Hello and welcome, my dear friend. I want to start this journey with you today by reminding you of a powerful verse from the Bible, one that may resonate with your spirit more deeply than you might realize. It's from Matthew 6:22. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. Now, when you read this, it's easy to think of eyesight, but I want you to understand that this verse speaks far beyond the physical eye. What it truly refers to is spiritual sight, the ability to see beyond the visible, to perceive what others might miss, and to understand things that others simply cannot. This is the kind of vision you carry within you. It's not just about what meets the eye, but what the spirit sees. You weren't meant to walk through life casually, my friend. You were not created to simply glance at the surface of things and call it a day. You are made with a vision far greater than most can fathom. While others look at the world around them and see only what's in front of them, you see the deeper truth. Where others only read words, you read energy, emotions, and intentions. Your perception goes beyond the material and it touches the spiritual. And for many of you, this comes with a heaviness that can be difficult to carry. It's a weight that others may never understand, but that doesn't make it any less real. This is not a curse. It is your divine calling. Even if you've tried to ignore it or wish that you could stop feeling so deeply, heaven has made it clear that this sight is not random. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't something you accidentally gained. This ability was assigned to you, and you are meant to walk ahead, to walk in the spirit of discernment, and to be the protector of things others might overlook. For those of you who have felt that life is harder than it seems for others, you are not wrong. The weight of your awareness is often heavier than people realize. You don't just see what's in front of you. You sense what others overlook. You feel what others don't acknowledge, and sometimes you even carry emotions and energies that don't belong to you. This is not hypersensitivity. This is divine responsibility. It's a calling. You've probably felt the sting of carrying that sight for so long, while the world around you carries on oblivious to what you can see. It's cost you friendships because while others were too busy seeing the surface, you saw the red flags that others ignored. It's cost you your peace because your spirit could pick up on storms that were yet to come, even in calm moments. It's cost you your sense of belonging because while everyone else was laughing or engaging, you were tuned into an energy that others could not name. And the question often arises, why would God give me this level of discernment if I am placed among people who don't understand it? Why give me a sight so sharp when so many seem blind to the deeper truths? The answer is simple yet profound. God wasn't training you to blend in. He wasn't training you to be like everyone else. He was preparing you to lead, to stand with vision when others still need proof, to walk confidently in the unseen while others are still stuck in what's visible. There's a reason your eyes feel different. You weren't meant to just walk through life as a passive observer. Your spiritual sight is a gift. It's your unique calling, and it is part of what sets you apart. It may be hard to understand at times, but your perception is part of your divine purpose, and there is a profound reason behind it. Not only do your eyes perceive physical things, but they are also equipped to see the invisible. They search, they read, they reveal. You are able to read situations, energies, and even people in ways that others cannot. That's why people sometimes look away when they meet your gaze, not because you intimidate them, but because your sight can see through the facades. You see the gaps between what people say and what they mean, between what they show and what they hide. This is not an invasion of privacy, nor is it an intrusion into others' lives. This is discernment, and it is a divine responsibility. You are trusted with this insight, and that trust comes directly from heaven. Remember in 2 Kings 6:17, it is written, Then the Lord opened his servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire. This passage speaks to the gift of spiritual sight, the ability to see what is beyond the natural realm, to witness what others cannot. Just like the servant in that story, your eyes have been opened when others remain blind. You've been able to see shifts before they've happened, recognize betrayals before they've unfolded, and feel endings before they've begun. And while the world around you has continued on its merry way, celebrating oblivious to the dangers or changes on the horizon, you've carried the burden of knowing what was coming. But here's the truth, my friend, that vision, that deep knowing is not a curse. It's a blessing, and it means you are positioned in a way that others are not. As long as anointed souls like you continue trying to live like everyone else, peace will always feel out of reach. That's because God has not called you to stay in shallow waters. You were built for the deep. Your prayers are not like everyone else's. Your emotions run deeper. Your discernment feels more intense, and at times it can be exhausting. But you must know this: you are not overreacting. You are overseeing. You are doing the sacred work of stewardship, which means you have been entrusted with a level of sight and awareness that others do not have. You are called to stand where others go blind, to recognize patterns that are invisible to the rest of the world, and to hold peace in situations where others cannot even begin to understand what's really going on. I want to encourage you, the next time you feel that familiar ache in your chest, that sense of restlessness before something shifts, do not curse it. Do not numb it. Recognize it for what it is. It is your gift speaking. It is heaven warning you, preparing you for what's to come. This is not anxiety. This is divine discernment. It is the Holy Spirit saying, pay attention. When your sight becomes sharper, your purpose follows. And while the world around you remains distracted by what's visible, you are already reading what is eternal. There's a shift coming for you, my friend. God has been fine-tuning your focus, preparing you for a time when your vision will not only be seen by you, but also recognized by the world. People may have called you crazy, too sensitive, or paranoid for the things you've seen and felt, but soon, what you've seen will no longer be hidden. The world will start to see the same truths you've known all along. And that's when your true purpose will begin to unfold. But don't rush to prove it to anyone. Don't try to explain it to those who won't understand. Just live from your gift with peace and confidence. Share your insights when the time is right, but don't chase validation from those who are blind to what you can see. You are not alone in this journey. God is watching, and His eye is upon you. His guidance will lead you, and His presence will sustain you. So as you continue walking in your calling, don't apologize for your discernment, don't downplay your awareness, and don't shrink to fit into spaces that can't hold your vision. You are meant to lead. If you've found value in this message, if it's resonated with you, I encourage you to comment below, share this with others who may need this encouragement, and don't forget to subscribe to continue walking on this journey with us. You are not alone, and your sight is a gift that the world needs. Stay strong, stay focused, and walk in the truth you were given. I'll see you in the next video. As we dive deeper into understanding the true weight and responsibility that comes with spiritual sight, it's crucial to first recognize that this sight was never a random occurrence. You were born with a divine purpose, and part of that purpose is the unique ability to see beyond what the ordinary eye can grasp. This is not just about perceiving physical reality. It's about being tuned into the energies and spiritual dimensions that lie beneath the surface. Your discernment isn't accidental. It's a gift from heaven, a sacred calling that you have carried since the very beginning. This spiritual sight is what sets you apart. It gives you the ability to sense things others cannot, to understand what others overlook, and to perceive what is hidden from most. And while this might feel like a blessing, it also comes with an immense burden. You have been given the ability to see beyond the veil, but this comes with a cost. The truth is, spiritual sight is not always easy to bear. You are called to discern hidden truths, to sense energies in a world that is often blind to them. Where others see only faces, you see souls. Where others hear only words, you feel the intentions behind them. But with this gift, there's also a challenge. You must learn to navigate a world that is often blind to the things you can see, and that blindness can lead to confusion, frustration, and sometimes even pain. As you step into this calling, you'll quickly realize that there are times when your awareness is more of a burden than a blessing. This is where the weight of spiritual sight truly manifests. When you have the ability to foresee what others can't, when you know that a betrayal is coming, or when you feel a shift before it happens, it's not just a matter of knowing what is about to unfold. It's about living with the knowledge that others are blind to it, that they may continue on in ignorance while you carry the burden of foresight. And in these moments, the challenge is not just knowing, but also living with that knowledge while everyone else seems oblivious. It's like being on the edge of a cliff, seeing the storm brewing while those around you remain unaware of the impending danger. You carry the weight of foresight, and yet there's no one to share it with. This is where isolation begins to creep in, because your sight allows you to perceive what others cannot. It often feels like you are standing alone. You may find yourself distancing from people not out of choice, but out of necessity. How can you explain to someone the unease you feel in a room, or the sense of impending doom that lingers in the air when they don't share the same depth of perception? How can you explain the weight of the energy you're carrying when it's invisible to those around you? This isolation can feel incredibly lonely, and it's easy to wonder why God would bless you with this awareness, only to make you feel so alone. But the truth is, this solitude is not punishment. It is preparation. God is refining your ability to stand firm in your vision, to trust what you see, even when others cannot. You are being taught to rely on your own spiritual discernment, to trust in the guidance that God has placed within you, and to continue walking in your calling, even when the world doesn't understand it. This isolation can also breed misunderstanding. When you see things that others don't, when you feel energies and shifts that others cannot detect, it's easy for people to misinterpret your actions or your reactions. They may think you are being overly cautious, overly sensitive, or even paranoid. But this is where you must hold your ground. You must remember that what you carry is a gift, even when it feels like a burden. You are not overreacting. You are discerning. And while it may not always be easy to explain this to others, the truth remains. You have been entrusted with spiritual sight because God knows you can handle it. This sight, this discernment comes with great responsibility. It's not meant for personal gain, nor is it meant to be used casually. You are meant to protect, to guide, and to stand as a watchman over the unseen realms. This responsibility is sacred. It's not just about seeing what others cannot see. It's about using that vision to make wise decisions, to lead others, and to fulfill the purpose God has for you. And with this purpose comes the need for integrity. You must learn to carry your spiritual sight with grace, to walk in it with humility, and to use it to serve others rather than yourself. This means that even when you feel the urge to correct someone or to share what you see, you must exercise discernment in how you communicate that truth. Not everyone is ready for the depth of your perception, and not everyone will understand the weight of what you carry. As we continue to explore this journey, it's important to understand that the gift of spiritual sight is exactly that, a gift. While it may feel heavy at times, while it may cause you to question why you were given this burden, it is in fact a tremendous blessing. You have been chosen to see the world through the lens of divine wisdom, to understand the deeper currents of life that others are blind to. This is not a curse, it is a calling. And the more you learn to embrace it, the more you will begin to see it as a gift rather than a burden. There will be moments when you feel isolated, when you question why you can't just live a simpler life like others. But in those moments, I encourage you to remember this: your discernment is not for you alone, it is for the world. You have been chosen to be a guide, a leader, a protector, in a world that desperately needs those who can see beyond the surface. When you learn to embrace the gift of discernment, you will begin to see the profound strength that comes with it. It's not about being always right, nor is it about knowing everything before it happens. It's about having the spiritual fortitude to stand in your truth, to trust your intuition, and to walk with confidence even when others question what you see. The strength comes not in the knowledge itself, but in your ability to navigate a world that doesn't understand your depth. And it's in this strength that you will find your purpose unfolding. You will begin to see how your ability to discern is not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of those around you. You are meant to protect, to guide, and to lead others through the challenges that lie ahead. The isolation you feel is not permanent. It's a temporary phase of preparation, and as you continue to walk in your calling, you will find others who share your vision, who understand the weight of your discernment, and who will stand with you in your purpose. Until that time comes, remember that you are not alone. God is with you, guiding you and preparing you for a time when your spiritual sight will be recognized and valued. You are not just carrying this burden for yourself, you are carrying it for the world. The challenge is not to shy away from this responsibility, but to embrace it fully, knowing that you have been chosen for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. Your sight is a divine gift, and it is meant to be used to build, to protect, and to lead. And with each step you take, you will find that the weight of this gift becomes lighter because you will begin to see its true value. So as you move forward, trust in your ability to see what others cannot. Trust in your purpose and know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to comment below, share this with others who may need this reminder, and continue your journey with us by subscribing. Keep walking in your truth, and know that your vision is a gift that will ultimately lead you to fulfill your divine calling. As we dive deeper into the role you play as a chosen one in God's plan, it's essential to understand that the very purpose of your sight is not to simply fit in with the crowd or blend into the world around you. You were not made to live in the background, to walk in the shadows, or to remain unnoticed. Know your spiritual vision is a calling that is meant to lead, to guide, and to protect. Your sight goes beyond what others see because it is not just meant for you, it's meant for those around you. God's plan for you is to use this divine vision to step into a role of leadership, to guide others through the unseen and into the light. Your ability to discern what is hidden, to see what others cannot, has been given to you to protect the people around you. You are a watchman standing at the gate of spiritual awareness, guarding what others might miss. This is not a position of weakness or isolation. This is a position of strength and responsibility. As a leader in God's kingdom, you are called to see what others cannot, to be the one who steps forward when others are still hesitant, to guide others through the darkness with the light of your discernment. This leadership is not about dominance or control. It's about service, about using your gift to uplift and protect others. In moments of uncertainty and times of spiritual attack, it is you who will stand firm. It is you who will discern the truth from the lies, the good from the evil, the real from the fake. Your leadership is rooted in the wisdom and clarity that comes from your unique ability to perceive the unseen. This is not a burden, it is a privilege, and with it comes the sacred responsibility of guiding others toward the truth that you have seen long before it unfolds in the physical realm. As you step into this calling, it is important to remember that this gift comes with great responsibility. Your spiritual sight is not a tool for entertainment or ego. It is a sacred responsibility that must be stewarded with great care. This is where the concept of stewardship comes into play. You are entrusted with something far greater than you may even realize: the ability to see beyond the surface, to discern the spiritual dynamics at work in every situation, and to understand the unseen forces that shape our world. Your sight is not just for you, it's for the greater good. You have been given this ability to help others, to protect them, and to guide them through the unseen dangers that surround them. This is why spiritual sight is so sacred. It's not just about knowing the future or seeing what others can't. It's about using that insight to walk in integrity, to make decisions that honor God, and to serve those around you. The weight of this responsibility is immense, but it is also deeply fulfilling. You are called to live out your discernment in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when no one is applauding. The quiet moments are where true stewardship takes place. The way you live your faith when no one is looking, the choices you make when there's no audience, the integrity you hold when it feels like no one else is paying attention. This is where your leadership is formed. You are a quiet warrior, fighting spiritual battles in the unseen realms, standing firm in the face of opposition, and living with a depth of faith that the world may never fully understand. This is where your true power lies: in the unseen, in the quiet moments, in the private choices that no one but God will ever know. And this, my friend, is the heart of spiritual stewardship. It is not about making noise, seeking recognition, or chasing after fame. It is about faithfully stewarding the gift of sight that has been entrusted to you, using it to serve, to guide, and to protect in ways that only you can. As you walk this path, there will be times when you feel that your discernment is too much for others to handle. You may feel like an outcast, like you're seeing things that no one else is ready to see. But I want to remind you that your insight, while considered too much by others, is exactly what is needed. The time is coming when others will begin to see what you've known all along. The revelation that you've been carrying, the truths that you've sensed but could not yet share, will soon be made manifest. The time of waiting will give way to the time of fulfillment. There will be a shift, and the world around you will begin to catch up to the vision you have carried for so long. This is not about arrogance, nor is it about seeking validation from others. It is about the fulfillment of God's plan. When you were given this sight, you were entrusted with a divine purpose, and that purpose will soon come to fruition. What once felt like a burden will soon be recognized for the gift it is. Others will see what you've always known, and when that moment comes, you will be ready. The shift from blindness to revelation is not something that happens overnight. It's a process, a journey that requires patience and faith, but the day is coming when the truth you've been carrying in your spirit will be made visible to all. It's a moment of manifestation when what you've sensed in your heart will become reality in the physical world. And when that moment comes, you will understand that every trial, every moment of isolation, and every time you felt misunderstood was part of the process. You have been preparing for this moment, and God has been refining your vision, strengthening your resolve, and deepening your faith in ways that only He could. Your journey of spiritual sight is not just for you, it's for the world. The time will come when others will recognize the depth of your insight and the power of your discernment. And when that moment comes, you will be ready to step into your full purpose. This is the beauty of revelation. It is not just about the unfolding of truth in the world around you. It's about the deepening of your own understanding. As your insight grows, so too does your ability to lead, to guide, and to protect. And with this growth comes the recognition that your vision is not just about seeing the truth, it's about revealing it to others. This is the role of the chosen one in God's plan: to bring light to the darkness, to reveal what has been hidden, and to guide others on the path that leads to truth. Your sight is not just for your own benefit, it is a gift that you are called to share. This is why it is so important to remain steadfast in your faith, even when it feels like no one understands. God has positioned you for a purpose far greater than you may realize. He has given you the tools of vision and discernment to lead others through the darkness and into the light. And as you continue on this journey, remember that the revelation you carry is not just for you to hold, it is meant to be shared with the world. Your leadership, your stewardship, and your purpose are all part of the divine plan that God has for you. So trust in the process, remain faithful to your calling, and know that the time is coming when others will finally see what you've known all along. And when that moment comes, you will step into your full purpose, ready to lead, guide, and protect those around you with the gift of sight that has been entrusted to you. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to comment below, share it with others who may need this encouragement, and continue walking in your divine purpose. You are not alone in this journey. God is with you, and He has given you the vision to lead, to protect, and to guide. Stay faithful to the calling on your life and trust that the revelation you've been carrying will soon be made visible for all to see. Keep walking in your truth, and the world will come to recognize the gift that you are. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with one final empowering message. Your eyes were made to see the truth before it happens. Your vision is not just about observing the world around you, it's about perceiving the deeper realities that others are blind to. You are not given this gift of sight to make you feel isolated, misunderstood, or burdened. No, you were given this sight because God has a divine purpose for you. And that purpose requires a leader, someone who can guide others with the wisdom that comes from perceiving the unseen. Your ability to discern what others cannot, to sense what has not yet manifested, and to understand the spiritual undercurrents in every situation. These are the tools you have been entrusted with to fulfill your calling. And while it may not always be easy, while the world may not always understand, know this: you were made for this. You were built for this purpose. The fact that your sight has often made you feel different, like you're walking a path alone, is part of the process. You were never meant to walk with the crowd. You were always meant to lead. God has given you a unique role in His divine plan, and that role requires someone who can see the bigger picture, someone who can discern the signs, someone who can walk with vision when others are still waiting for proof. That's you. You've been positioned to lead in ways that others cannot, and your journey is not one of loneliness, but one of preparation. God has been refining your vision, sharpening your senses, and deepening your understanding so that you can walk confidently in your divine calling. The weight of your discernment, while it may feel heavy at times, is not a burden, it is a gift. And as you continue to walk in this gift, remember that peace and confidence will be your companions. There will be times when your sight feels like a burden, when the weight of knowing the truth before it happens feels almost too much to bear. But in those moments, I encourage you to walk in peace. Trust that God has equipped you for this, that He has prepared you for this journey, and that He will never leave you to carry this burden alone. Walk confidently in your divine calling, knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The more you embrace your role as a seer, the more you will find that the peace and confidence you seek are already within you. You are not meant to shrink back in fear, nor are you meant to be intimidated by the misunderstandings of others. The world may not always understand your vision, and that's okay. You don't need the validation of others to walk confidently in your calling. The shift from being misunderstood to becoming a guide for others is inevitable. There was a time when your sight seemed like a burden, when people called you sensitive, overreacting, or paranoid. But soon, the very things you have seen, the truths you have known before they unfolded, will be recognized. Others will begin to see what you have always seen, and they will look to you for guidance. You will no longer be the outcast or the one who walks in the shadows. Instead, you will become the light that guides others, the one who helps them see what they could not see before. You will step into your role as a guide, not because you sought recognition, but because you trusted the process, you trusted the vision God gave you, and you remained faithful even when others couldn't see what you saw. This is the power of walking in your truth one day. Those who doubted you will recognize that you were right all along, and they will come to you for guidance, understanding, and wisdom. Your calling is not just about you. It's about the people you are called to serve, the lives you are called to impact, and the truths you are called to reveal. As you continue to walk in your purpose, keep in mind that this journey is one of transformation. It's not just about you stepping into your calling, but about you becoming the guide, the protector, the leader that others need. You will be the one who can see the signs before they appear, the one who can discern the path when others are lost, the one who can provide clarity when confusion reigns. But to get to that point, you must first walk confidently in your calling. You must trust in the divine wisdom that God has placed within you, and you must embrace the responsibility of leading others with integrity and grace. Don't rush the process. Don't seek the approval of others. Keep your eyes focused on the truth and know that everything will unfold in its own time. God has already seen the end from the beginning, and He is guiding you every step of the way. Now, as we close, I want to encourage you to reflect on your spiritual gifts and purpose. Take a moment to think about the unique abilities God has entrusted to you, the discernment you carry, and the ways in which you can use that gift to serve others. Your journey may not always be easy, but it is a divine calling, and it is one that has the power to impact the world in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend. Keep walking in faith. Keep walking in your truth, and know that you are never alone. God is with you, guiding you and preparing you for the role He has called you to play in His plan. If this message has resonated with you, if you feel the call to walk more fully in your divine purpose, I encourage you to take a moment to comment below. Share your thoughts, share your story, and let others know how you are embracing your spiritual sight. This journey is not one that we walk alone, and your words may be the encouragement that someone else needs. And if you feel that this message will resonate with someone in your life, don't hesitate to share it with them. You never know who may need to hear these words, who may be struggling with the weight of their own discernment and need the reminder that they are not alone. Also, if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe so that you can continue to walk with us on this journey. We're in this together, and we're here to support one another as we embrace our divine calling. Your eyes were made to see truth, to discern what others cannot, and to lead others toward the light. Don't hold back. Step into your purpose with confidence, knowing that the world is waiting for the wisdom you carry. God has given you this sight, and it's time for you to use it for His glory. Keep walking, keep seeing, and keep sharing the truth. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you.